Yo, what's up, y'all? Uh, Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on my Follow me on my Instagram. The podcast was sold. And if you're here for the first time and you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here for a while, chilling, enjoying the content, thank you for the support, for watching the videos and sharing the videos. I appreciate you. If you want to get one of these shirts, you can go on my website. The podcast was sold.bigcartel.com. That link is underneath this video. I was plagued by self-defeat for a long time. And what I mean, look at my steam on my coffee. Look at that steam. Your coffee never looks like that. Your coffee is never that hot. My steam better than your steam. I was plagued by self-defeat for a long time in my life, meaning that I went against me. I didn't need anybody to tell me that I couldn't do something. I didn't need anybody to talk me down from an idea. I didn't need anybody to talk me out of taking a chance on a situation that could be better for me in my life. I didn't need anybody to criticize me. I did that to myself on my own. I didn't need anybody to tell me that I wasn't good enough. I did that to myself on my own. Um, I didn't need anybody to tell me that I was no good, that I wasn't good enough. I did that to myself on my own. And I spent a lot of years doing that. And I'm certain that I missed and blew a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances that came my way that could have did me some justice. I had developed, because of my poor choice making, my poor decision making, my poor judgment. Um, what were some of the other reasons? My drug use and not being coached on how to think power, not being coached on how to implement positive self-talk, not being made aware of how important powerful positive self-affirmations are and how they impact our lives. Never having no idea, never being coached on that, never being made aware of that. Went through 12 years of education here in the United States, never once came in contact with that. Not even from my mother. I was raised as a single child by a single mother. Not even her. She worked all the time. And I developed self-defeat from the messages that I received from television, from society, some from my mother when she suffered from alcoholism and had her own fight to fight. and could be very verbally abusive with her tongue to me. And I compared my insides with other people's outsides. I judged me based on other dudes who I thought were maybe cooler than me, flyer than me. And I developed, after practicing that for so long, I developed a penchant, a habit, a default mentality of self defeat, telling myself I wasn't good enough. I did that. You want some coffee? I never give you none of my coffee. Go buy your own. Go make your own. And like I say, um, I'm certain that um, I love my life and I love me. I don't regret anything. But I'm certain that had I been introduced to positive self talk, had I been made aware that being arrogant and being conceited were good qualities, fantastic traits, and powerful mindsets and very effective mentalities to possess, because they inevitably lead toward advancement in whatever field of endeavor that I, anybody else, wants to get involved in. And I'm certain I missed a lot of opportunities and fucked myself out of a lot of good things that could have further advanced my life in a different direction. I'm not a believer. Let me get this straight. Let me qualify right off the rip with this. I'm not a believer that my life is already written. Uh, my life turns out the way that I want it to turn out based on my thoughts, then my actions, my decisions, my choices, and my judgment, and my ability to execute, persevere, and have the endurance and the mental stamina to see things through to the end. And that's on me. Nobody, that's on nobody but me. I don't believe that, God um, doled out and ordained certain people to be this and certain people to be that. I believe, excuse me, I believe that we make ourselves what we are. So this self defeat was my problem. It was nobody else's problem. The self defeat was my problem. And I lived in a perpetual state of insecurity, in a perpetual state of fear, in a continual state of self doubt as a result of this self defeat. And, once I discovered and accepted that it was me who was holding me back, it was nobody else. Because I had been indoctrinated to believe that, the white man was holding me back, the United States government was holding me back, the fact that my people had been enslaved in this country. I am of foundational Black American ancestry, uh, meaning that we are the foundational Black Americans are the Black people that, for the most part, played a material and major role in the building and development and the construction of this country, what we call the United States. My people did not migrate here from the Caribbean. We did not migrate here from Africa. We were the niggas that was already here. Um, And I don't want to hear the stories. Don't go down in my comment section telling me about we all came from Africa and this and that. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't nobody know. So many lies have been told. So many stories have been told, and we have been told his story, history, his story, history, and it's coming out now, and it's being made known that there were black people here way before Columbus, when Columbus got here, and that maybe even the Native Americans, um, a lot of them were black Americans, foundational black Americans, along with the Native American uh, of the red complexion. But niggas probably was already here. So don't chill. Don't go in my comment section. You are not us. If you are of a black person, if you are of Africoid type and you are from Africa or you are from the Caribbean, you are not the same as us. Your story is not the same. You don't look the same. You don't act the same. We don't eat the same foods. We don't, and I don't want to hear all that divide and conquer and all of that. We're not the same. We're different people. And like I say, I'm very proud of my ancestry and all that comes with that, even the slavery and the repression and the oppression. It's okay. I've been come to terms with that. That's perhaps what makes us as strong as we are. It makes us as elite as we are. Because anything that faces severe resistance has to become stronger. Um, but back on what I was saying, um, when I came to terms and accepted that it was me who was destroying me, and that it was my thinking, I had to get with myself and tell myself, man, this has to stop. This has to stop. Your self defeat, Sean, is you doing it to you. You helping the people that hate you. You are destroying yourself. You are in a mode of self destruction through your thoughts that you allow to have airplay in your mind. And when I realized that, I stopped thinking that way. Excuse me. And I began to first, I had to admit that I was doing that to myself, that I was living in a state of self defeat, that I was destroying myself. And once I did that, then I said, well, we got to change that, and we got to start thinking positive, and we got to get into a posture of self celebration, of self esteem, self confidence, arrogance, being conceited, having a big ego, self belief, self celebration, self approval, and self aggrandizement. And when I started to look these words up in the dictionary, I felt empowered, man. I felt like I was resurrected from the dead, man. That something had been hidden from me my whole life, and now here it was. I found it, and you know, it changed my world. It changed my life. It changed everything, and ever since that day, I no longer do things to defeat me. I no longer um, I don't work against me. I don't go to war against me no more. I don't put myself in harm's way. I don't tell myself that I can't do something. I tell myself I know we could do this. How do we do it? I have tremendous belief in myself. I have a tremendous amount of arrogance about myself. I have a tremendous amount of conceit about myself. I have a humongous ego. I have humility and I have respect and I am humble all together with all these other attributes that you may find um, alarming that I say, and that I'm proud that I have these attributes, because me, like you, I was taught that arrogance and conceit were bad traits, that you shouldn't be that. But look at the people that are trying to take over the world. Look at the people that are trying to. Uh, you see it. Do you not think you have to be arrogant to think that you can bring 8 billion people under control? Think about that. Maybe they don't want to teach you arrogance or teach you conceit, because then you'd be hard to control, right? And that's not what people in power want. They want people that are easy to control. So um, I have all of these traits now. I developed them, I studied them, I developed them, I worked on myself, I did the spiritual surgery to uh, put myself in this position, and I'm supremely confident. I'm supremely egotistical. I'm supremely arrogant. I'm supremely conceited. I'm supremely respectful. I'm supremely humble. Supremely gauge who I am. I know exactly who I am. So I no longer live in self defeat. And I made this video. I was listening to a song and somebody said something about self defeat, and it touched me. And your self defeat is your problem. That's your problem. What are you doing to yourself that you're holding yourself back? And whatever it is that you're doing, is you're doing it. And let me say this: when I was on this journey, when I got on this spiritual surgery and I had to do the operation and surgery on my soul and on my mind, I got right to the point and out of the way, first and foremost, right off the bat, that it didn't matter how I got there. It didn't matter who did what to me and who said what to me and what circumstances I grew up in that got me to the point of self defeat. That didn't matter. What mattered was I was at self defeat, irrespective of how I got there, and I needed to get out of there, and I needed to get out of there immediately. So, looking back at the past and holding grudges against people that did you wrong, you can still do that, because I hold grudges. But if you're trying to improve yourself in your situation, it don't matter. What matters is I got to get out of here. I got to get out of this frame of thought. I got to get out of this way of thinking. I got to get out of this mentality and get into the mentality that I'm a winner and that I could do anything. It's going to be on you to destroy your own self defeat. This is the best coffee in the world. You know why? Because I made it. If you want to buy a bucket hat like this, they're on my website. I think I got one left at the crib, but if you want to get one, I'll get you one made. If you want to get one of these shirts, you can send me an email at thepodcastwassold.gmail.com. You can go on my website, thepodcastwassold.bigcartel.com, and we can get it going there. You could join my one-on-one online coaching program, or if you want to do something with me on a one-on-one more intense, send me an email and we could do that. That's a lot more expensive, but my online coaching program is very, very affordable. So check that out. That link is thatfedlook.com. 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 Sean G. Peace.